So once again, this issue, this quote issue is cropping up. And at this point, I really do hope that Oda talks about it, addresses it, let's say in an SBS, an interview where there's going to be audio, where it's going to be just on paper, whatever. I hope that at some point he talks about it, because once again, the quote-unquote issue has resurfaced, and people are dunking on Mr. Warororo, a former Yonko, Kaido, all because he is lacking some divine aesthetics. Honestly, most folks who think this way are probably wrong, and it really, in the grand scheme of things, does not matter one iota. But I'll explain why later on in the video. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
J. Garcia Saturn. In the latest chapter of One Piece, 1094 pops up with this very impressive form. A lot of demonic sauce. He's looking very studly, and his form seems to be representative of the mythical Ushi-Oni creature in Japanese folklore, a Japanese yokai, a Japanese demon. There was one random marine that got the dark side Omega beam and just died. So this whole idea of non-combatants is not out the window. They are combatants. How high of combatants they are, that's what we see in the future, obviously. The main thing here, comparing Saint J. Garcia Saturn to Yonko Kaido, is, of course, the Hagoromo scarf around his shoulders. The idea ultimately is that Saint J. Garcia Saturn is awakened, and Kaido, at this point in time, we have no idea if he was awakened. In fact, you'd argue that because of the Hagoromo scarf, Kaido wasn't necessarily awakened, therefore Kaido is trash. Whoa! Kaido apparently is trash now because he most likely did not awaken his Dove Root ability. Now, of course, I am being somewhat hyperbolic, somewhat. People online were surprised with their takes about, oh, well, just because you had... Oh, boy. Internet, fun place, but my God, fries your brain sometimes. The key thing here is that so far in the story, as of again, chapter 1094, there are 3 confirmed Awakened Zoan Dove Root users that have not lost their egos, their personalities. Luffy, Rob Lucci, and Kaku. The key indication for the awakening, of course, is the Hagoromo scarf that forms around their bodies. Luffy has the white one, and both Lucci and Kaku have black ones, at least based on the manga. In the anime in the future, they could be different colors. Like, let's say Kaku could be a dark red, or it could be a dark purple, or it could be a dark green. But the idea is that J. Garcia Saturn follows suit because he also has that same Hagoromo scarf, which means that there are 4 people, likely 4 Zoan different users, that have awakened and not lost their personality so far in the story. And what of course is very, very odd is that in chapter 1045, it was Kaido himself who pointed out that Luffy was awakened. So Kaido, of course, a seasoned pirate, one of the best in the world, Kaido is clearly aware of what a Zoan awakening is like. And Kaido noted too how Luffy's abilities seem to be more on the Paramecia side awakening, but his transformation is way more on the Zoan side of things. We've seen time and time again, whether it was the impelled down Jilby's guards, Corner Crocodile, whether it was Doflamingo himself, or Katakuri, or Luffy, Ichiro Oda has been very consistent when it comes to indicating when someone is an awakened Zoan Dove Root user or not. In fact, not even just Zoan, period. He will tell us through some indication, whether it's a text bubble, narration, characters' comments, and so on and so forth. And Oda has told us nothing, zilch, zero, about Kaido being awakened. And J. Garcia Saturn only add to the issue because Jay is looking studly. He has that divine Hagoromo, but Kaido had nothing of the sort. Whether it was Kaido's flame clouds in his dragon form that were around his arms, whether it was, let's say, Kaido's lightning hammered bulky form, where in the anime he's like much more purple and his eyebrows are way more plush and they have that Dove Root spiral on them, we don't see the Hagoromo scarf that denotes to genuine awakening, at least so far in the series. But there is, at least I'll say for the time being, there is a sort of loophole when it comes to J. Garcia Saturn, because J could be very similar to Yamato, where Yamato as far as we know, is also not awakened. There was plenty of time for Oda to tell us, the readers, that Yamato was awakened. There was plenty of time. But when we see her transform into her hybrid form, we see that sort of, in the anime at least, we see this sort of light blue Hagoromo scarf around her body in hybrid form. One of the key points here about this transformation, at least so far, is that when they are quote-unquote awakened, it tends to be in a hybrid-ish form. Luffy he's weird. They've only shown the awakening form so far in hybrid form, and Jay, in theory, is following suit alongside Lucci and Kaku. But Yamato has the Hagoromo scarf on when she's also in full beast transformation. What's up with that? Is it possible Jay Garcia is not necessarily a typical Zoan ability user, where he's not, let's say, mythical, but he's more so demonic? Because you can see how Jay Garcia Saturn, when him and the Gorosei transformed near Sabo, we can assume that we saw with Jay, that bull on the far left near Sabo, that was, let's say, his full beast transformation. And if this form did not have the scarf around it, then this would mean that even though his form in hybrid form is very likely, again, the Uchi Oni, it's not mythical. It's more in lockstep with the regular Zoans, or the ancient Zoans, or in theory another version of a Zoan ability, which again you could theorize could be this sort of demonic class where they have to transform to be mythical, very similar to what we see with Lucci and Kaku. That's a theory. You have to wait and see in the future how that plays out. Yamato's situation does kind of open the door that maybe, let's say for example, the Hagoromo scarf was around Jay at that point in time when he transformed near Sabo, but we didn't see it. But if not, then for sure he is awakened, and once again, Kaido looking not so good. Allegedly, on paper. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It really, really, really doesn't matter. Keep this. In chapter 1044, the very same chapter where the Gorosei talk about the Nika, what do they start off saying? We lost an elite agent and made Kaido angry. What was the point? That right there, my friends, is a clear indication that the Gorosei, for as nasty as their powers could be, they don't want to scrap with Kaido like that. they don't want the Kaido sauce like that. At least they didn't. We all know that when Big Mom and Kaido teamed up, oh no, it's a bad situation. Does it really matter? Does it really matter if Kaido was or was not awakened? At this point in time, I'm just gonna scream a resounding no. 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 It does not matter at all if Kaido was or was not awakened. Because on God, at this point in time in the story, he's crip walking, he's stunting, he's dancing, he's breakdancing on everyone that is a awakened Zoan user. You think that Lucci or Kaku have the sauce to take Kaido on 1v1? I don't even have Luffy up there, considering how much Kaido had to go through just to lose to Luffy. The only thing I can say for Luffy is that he guaranteed has a stronger attack than Kaido. That's really it. Everything else is like in Kaido's favor. It's ridiculous. Kaido is so powerful, people didn't want, the Gorosei themselves, like, yo, freaking Kaido mad? Why, bro? Why are we doing this? Because they knew if the mighty dragon rolled on up, we in trouble. Woo-wee! We in trouble. No good. No good. Disgusting army of like 30,000 Smile Defu users. Definitely no good. The idea that Kaido is lackluster or underwhelming in some way because he lacked an awakening, I think is ridiculous. When you have him use these really cool pseudo forms, like the bulky lightning hammered form, the thieving drunk miniature dragon form, when he's like weaving through all of Luffy's Snake Man attacks, seeing him time and transform in between these forms, I was like, bro, no. As much as I agree that it is somewhat annoying to not know if Kaido was awakened or not. If he is not awakened, then the only thing of substance that can come out of this is just finding out why he was mentally incompatible with his fruit, and or why the mythical Zoans in some way can't awaken, but Luffy is unique where he can awaken since his powers are particularly unique. It's the semantics of why Kaido can awaken that are interesting, but I'll use interesting loosely because in the grand scheme of things, even those aspects may not matter at all. Ultimately, a devil fruit user awakens their abilities to get stronger. And whether Kaido is or is not awakened, arguably in the overall power schema, nothing changes at all. The impaled down Jailer Beast guards, they were awakened, and they were being defeated by pre-timeskip Luffy. Does it really matter? Does it really matter if they are awakened or not? You want to see it happen because it's a cool thing to happen for sure. But if you lack it, just show them what you got. And if what you got is phenomenal activity like what Kaido had, I'm cool. I'm good to go. But hey, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on this subject matter at hand. Once again, I'm going to say probably the last time I address this, unless Oda actually makes a comment on that, whether it's going to be outside of the manga or within the manga itself. But once again, let me know your thoughts on the subject matter at hand. Be sure to, of course, rate the video, smash that like button if you enjoyed my content, subscribe to the channel, and of course, click on that bell to join the notification squad. I'm gonna catch you cats on the flip side.
See you. Bye-bye.